So the third principle is about process and systems. We've put into place some really great processes and systems. We're always looking to add more and to improve, but here's what we've done inside of our business, just so you kind of have a sense of some of the things that we've done, right? Can't cover them all in this video. I want to try and kind of keep it short and to the point. Right, no fluff, just kind of give it to you quickly. But one of them, for example, is onboarding. So when we bring on a new client, we have a process, we have a system of how that gets done. There's some manual components to that, but there's also a lot of automation that's now connected to that. And so there's consistency. Where previously we'd have to send out a whole bunch of emails manually and manage a whole bunch of things manually. Now we have a large portion of that is done automatically. So there's automation involved, makes it a lot easier. The client still has a great experience, and it makes it a lot more efficient and effective for us. Another one is scheduling calls. So for example, actually just getting a call coming in right now, but I'll pick that up later. Another one is, so I mentioned scheduling calls, right? Rather than doing back and forth with someone to try and figure out like a time for a meeting or a time to have a conversation, we've used, as probably you might likely use, and if you're not, you certainly should, a link to an online calendar. So that allows people to see when I have availability or when someone on my team has availability to have a conversation. Makes it a lot more efficient, a lot more effective. These are like little things that you might think, well, yeah, that's just something small, but it really does add up. Another one, so I was talking with a client recently when we had an event, a mastermind event for our highest kind of level clients in Toronto, and he was like, how do you do this? Like that's really surprising is what he told me, and I didn't really think anything of it, but here's what I'm talking about. When we do our podcast, so the Consulting Success podcast that goes out every week, one of my conditions for doing this podcast was that I could just jump on, interview our guests, or talk myself if it was kind of like a solo cast, and that was it. I wouldn't have to do much else. And so that's the way that we've set it up. We have a system in place for it. We have a process in place for it, so that when the podcast is recorded, it gets uploaded to a Dropbox folder, and then we have a team that does all the editing, it does the posting, it does the transcriptions, it puts up the blog post, images go up, distribution, all that's done. And same for like finding guests for our podcast. We have a lot of people reaching out to us directly saying, hey, I've been a successful consultant for many years, whatever, we'd like to come on to the Consulting Success podcast. And certainly we always welcome that and we consider those people. But we also have a company that goes out and finds potential guests for us and also helps to get me placed on different podcasts. So there's lots of these different services or part of internal teams that can help you to create systems and processes to manage it. And so that's been a really big part of what we do, because if we didn't have these in place, it would really mean that we have to do a lot, or I'd have to do a lot of these things myself. Like I'd have to, record the podcast, and I'd have to upload it myself, and I'd have to then go and edit it myself, and I'd have to, put up an image for it, and have to get a transcription. And there's so many little moving pieces, and it might seem like, oh yeah, that's just small. It doesn't take me that long. But when you actually add up how long it's taking you, like by compounding, whether it's done every day or every week or every month, it's a considerable amount of time. And that's just one thing, right? You look at many things, like everything that you're doing in your business, and it really can make a big difference. So just my suggestion, my encouragement, kind of my respectful offering to you here today is look at what you're doing consistently in your business. What can you build better systems and processes around? And make sure that you start to implement those. Leverage automation, leverage tools, leverage services that can still allow you to connect in a human way to your clients, but just making that process a lot more efficient for you so that your business runs smoothly, because that will create a lot more freedom for you and also allow you to just run a more successful business, which is also what is I'm sure important to you as it's important to us. All right, so there you have it. That's principle number 3. I'm gonna work on video, 4 here, with principle number 4 for you coming up shortly. So just check my profile. And if you're enjoying these videos, or if you have any questions, just post in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. All right, have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.